Hello student, welcome back to the online session of 12th Geography. Myself, Mrs. Reshma Ravikumar from Science Department. In the last lecture, we have completed chapter number 3, that is Human Settlement and Land Use. Now today, we are going to start new chapter, that is chapter number 4, Primary Economic Activities. In this chapter, we will learn Introduction. In introduction, we'll study definition and types of human economic activities. Second, definition of primary economic activities. Third, characteristics of primary economic activities. Fourth, analysis. Fifth, conclusion. Sixth, types of primary economic activities. Now, let's start the topic, that is introduction. Now, in introduction, first we'll study about human economic activities. Now, children, what is human economic activities? Human economic activities होती क्या है? In simple term, it is nothing but the activity of making, purchasing or selling of goods and services. एक ऐसी एक्टिविटी जिसमें ह्यूमन गुड्स एंड सर्विस बाय एंड सेल करता है. So, human economic activities are activities in which human buys and sells goods and services. Now, we'll see the definition of human activities. All the activities related with the production, consumption, distribution, and exchange of all goods and services which possess utility and scarce in nature are considered as economic activities. ह्यूमन इकोनॉमिक एक्टिविटीज़ वो एक्टिविटीज़ हैं जो गुड्स एंड सर्विसेज की प्रोडक्शन, कंजम्पशन, डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन एंड एक्सचेंज प्रोसेस से जुड़ी होती हैं, रिलेटेड होती हैं, एंड एट द सेम टाइम दे पोजेस यूटिलिटी in nature, means they possess beneficial and useful products, and also scarce in nature. They possess synthesis or substitute of raw materials in nature. For example, food, money, or other resources. So this is what is human economic activities. Once again, human economic activities वो एक्टिविटीज़ हैं जो गुड्स एंड सर्विसेज की प्रोडक्शन, कंजम्पशन, डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन एंड एक्सचेंज प्रोसेस से जुड़ी और रिलेट होती हैं, and at the same time they possesses utility and scars in nature, means they possess beneficial products and synthesis or substitute of raw materials in nature. The main aim of these activity is to ensure the satisfaction of human wants. By doing all these things, by relating all the process, by possessing utility and scars, the basic aim of human economic activities is to fulfill the human wants. So this is the definition of human economic activities. Now, next we will study types of human economic activities. Basically or generally, there are four basic types of economic activities. First, primary human economic activities, that is harvesting raw materials. Second, secondary human economic activity, which includes industry and manufacturing process. Third, tertiary human economic activity, that is services. And fourth, quaternary human economic activities, which we also call the knowledge sector. For example, providing financial services, business consulting, software industry, etc. Now, in your 12th standard syllabus, you have to study only three types of human economic activities. That is, they are primary economic activities, secondary economic activities, and tertiary economic activities. Now, in this chapter, that is chapter number 4, we will study the first human economic activities, that is primary human economic activities. Now, in simple, what are primary economic activities? An economic activity that relies, that depends directly upon natural resources, and all other activities are related or depend on these primary economic activities. ठीक है? Next, we'll see the definition. A primary economic activity refers to any kind of economic activity that involves collecting, harvesting, or extracting natural resources. प्राइमरी ह्यूमन इकोनॉमिक एक्टिविटी मीन्स बेटा ऐसी एक्टिविटी जिसमें ह्यूमन बीइंग नेचुरल रिसोर्सेज को कलेक्ट, एक्सट्रैक्ट और हार्वेस्ट करता है. Primary activities have a direct link with nature. Most of the people of developing and underdeveloping countries are engaged in primary activities. ये एक्टिविटीज़ का डायरेक्ट लिंक होता है नेचर से, बिकॉज ये एक्टिविटीज़ फुल अवेलेबिलिटी ऑफ रॉ मटेरियल्स पर डिपेंड होती है. ये एक्टिविटीज़ जनरली डेवलपिंग एंड अंडर डेवलपिंग कंट्रीज़ में प्रैक्टिस होती है. सो what are primary human economic activities? Activities that involve collecting, harvesting, and extracting of natural resources. They have a direct link with nature. Most of the people of developing and underdeveloping countries are engaged in primary activities. Now we'll see which type of products are harvested, collected, and used in primary activities. Now, प्रोडक्ट्स दैट आर हार्वेस्टेड और एक्सट्रैक्टेड, जो प्रोडक्ट हार्वेस्ट किए जाते हैं, एक्सट्रैक्ट किए जाते हैं, कलेक्ट किए जाते हैं और कैन बी डायरेक्टली कंज्यूम्ड विदाउट बीइंग प्रोसेस्ड और कन्वर्टेड इनटू अनदर फॉर्म. कुछ प्रोडक्ट्स ऐसे होते हैं बेटा जो डायरेक्टली कंज्यूम किए जाते हैं विदाउट प्रोसेस, जो हमको प्राइमरी एक्टिविटीज से मिलते हैं. फॉर एग्जाम्पल फ्रूट्स, रूट्स एक्सेट्रा. एंड कुछ प्रोडक्ट्स जो डायरेक्टली कंज्यूम नहीं कर सकते हैं उसको हम प्रोसेस करके, मैन्युफैक्चर करके फिनिश गुड्स में कन्वर्ट करके यूज़ करते हैं. फॉर एग्जांपल कॉटन. नाउ कॉटन इज़ अ रॉ मटेरियल दैट कैन नॉट बी यूज डायरेक्टली बट कैन बी यूज्ड आफ्टर कन्वर्टिंग इट इनटू क्लोथ्स. कॉटन हमको प्राइमरी एक्टिविटीज़ से मिलता है बट हम उसको डायरेक्ट यूज़ नहीं कर सकते. वी कांट यूज इट डायरेक्टली. We can use only after the manufacturing process, that is after converting it into clothes. So products that are harvested or extracted but cannot be consumed without being processed, these products are used in other industries as raw material and are processed to produce finished good that can be used by people. For example, cotton is a raw material that cannot be used directly but can be processed or produce clothes. Since these primary activities are outdoor in nature, the people engaged in them are called red collar workers. Now, why people engage in primary activities are called red collar workers? But because they are डूइंग वर्क आउटसाइड, बाहर धूप में काम करते हैं, तपती हुई धूप में काम करते हैं दिन भर. इसलिए जो लोग ये एक्टिविटीज़ करते हैं बेटा उनको रेड कॉलर वर्कर बोलते हैं. नाउ दिस वाज योर फर्स्ट पार्ट, दैट इज डेफिनेशन ऑफ प्राइमरी ह्यूमन इकोनॉमिक एक्टिविटीज़. Now, moving towards the next topic, that is, we'll see some of the characteristics of primary economic activities. Number one, prevalent in developing countries. As I told you earlier, प्राइमरी इकोनॉमिक एक्टिविटीज सिर्फ डेवलपिंग और अंडर डेवलप कंट्रीज में ही प्रिवेल होती है, एग्जिस्ट होती है. सेकेंड, एक्टिविटी लोकेटेड मोस्टली इन रूरल एरियाज. जनरली रूरल एरियाज में प्राइमरी एक्टिविटीज होती हैं. स्मॉल पार्टिसिपेशन इन टोटल एम्प्लॉयमेंट. कंट्री की टोटल एम्प्लॉयमेंट वाइज आप देखोगे प्राइमरी ऑक्यूपेशन में बहुत से कम लोग ही एंगेज होते हैं. use more land than any other sector but produces the lowest wealth. ज़्यादा land use करती हैं but wealth low produce करती है. So these are the four characteristics of primary economic activities. Now moving towards the next topic, that is analysis. Now what do you mean by analysis? Analysis means किसी भी चीज़ का डिटेल्ड एग्जामिनेशन करना. Now children, let us analyze quickly our primary economic activity. Now see, first and very important, primary economic activities are vital not only for the economy but also for the sustenance of human race. Primary human economic activities इकोनॉमी के लिए इम्पॉर्टेंट है बट एट द सेम टाइम ह्यूमन रेस के लिए भी इम्पॉर्टेंस है, उनके सस्टेनेंस के लिए भी इम्पॉर्टेंस है, उनकी स्ट्रेंथ के लिए भी इम्पॉर्टेंट है. वी कैन इवन से दैट they are building blocks of other economic activities because the basic thing, that is raw material, which is required by other activities is provided by this activity, that is primary economic activities. So children, here raw materials are building blocks. That is why primary economic activities are called as building block. When I talk about raw material, primary economic activities produce all type of raw materials to other activities. It is just like a producer in the food chain, which produce the food and passes to other levels of food chain. Now see, raw materials like the material which are used in agriculture, crude oil from mining, all the raw material is provided by the primary economic activities. That is why it is called as building block of other economic activities. The world has come to depend on these essential commodities on an ongoing basis. Means the world has depend on all these different types of raw material which primary economic activity produce for an ongoing process, or you can also say which is essential, vital or important for an economy to run. Now beta, it is estimated that 40% of the world workforce is employed in some form of primary economic activity. 40% से ज़्यादा लोग प्राइमरी इकोनॉमिक एक्टिविटीज़ में एंगेज हैं. And now the percentage of world population involved in these activities has been reducing. धीरे धीरे reduce हो रहा है because most of the people are moving towards the urban areas and they are engaging themselves in the service industry. Gradually over years धीरे धीरे कम हो रही है. Mostly it is confined to developing and underdeveloped countries. Primary economic activities आजकल generally आपको developing and underdeveloping countries में ही मिलेंगी, where majority of population live in rural areas and come from low income background. But children, all said and done, economic growth depends on the sustenance and co-dependence of all these three types of economic activities. I told you prior, If primary economic activities are not there, raw materials are not there, we cannot work on other activities, or you can say other activities cannot be come in existence without primary economic activities. So all these three types of economic activities, that is primary, secondary and tertiary, are codependent with each other. Or we can also say that the mutual interaction and relationship among different economic activities are crucial for a country's or economical growth. Now, next, conclusion. To sum up, we'll see certain points of primary economic activities. Number one, a primary economic activity refers to an economic activity that involves collecting, extracting, or harvesting natural resources. प्राइमरी इकोनॉमिक एक्टिविटीज़ ऐसी इकोनॉमिक एक्टिविटीज़ है जो कलेक्टिंग, हार्वेस्टिंग और एक्सट्रैक्ट करती है नेचुरल रिसोर्सेज को. नेक्स्ट, द गुड प्रोड्यूस्ड थ्रू अ प्राइमरी इकोनॉमिक एक्टिविटी can either be consumed directly or can be used as a raw material to produce or manufacture a different product. जो भी goods प्राइमरी इकोनॉमिक एक्टिविटीज़ प्रोड्यूस करती है, उसको कुछ प्रोडक्ट्स को हम डायरेक्टली कंज्यूम कर सकते हैं और कुछ प्रोडक्ट्स को हम मैन्युफैक्चर करने के बाद कंज्यूम कर सकते हैं. सेकेंड, प्राइमरी इकोनॉमिक एक्टिविटीज़ can be considered the building blocks of secondary and tertiary economic activities. They are the producers of other two activities, that is secondary and tertiary. They give raw materials to these industries. That is why they are called as building blocks of other two activities, that is secondary and tertiary. Next, percentage of world population engaged in these type of activities has reduced drastically over years because most of the people are moving towards urban areas for doing work in industries. That is why percentage of these activities has drastically reduced over year. Next, the percentage of labor force employed in primary economic activity is higher in developing economy as compared to developed economies. Means ज़्यादा लोग इस एक्टिविटीज़ में आपको डेवलपिंग कंट्रीज़ में मिलेंगे, डेवलप्ड कंट्रीज़ में कम मिलेंगे, बिकॉज इन डेवलप्ड कंट्रीज़ everybody's are engaged themselves in industries. Next, the world economy depends on the sustenance and codependence of all the three types of economic activities. I told you, वर्ल्ड की जो इकोनॉमी है वो डिपेंड करती है को डिपेंडेंस ऑफ all the three types of economic activities. Now, next, we'll come to our next topic, that is first type of human economic activity, that is primary economic activities. अभी तक हमने उसकी डेफिनेशन देखी, हमने उसकी कैरेक्टरिस्टिक पढ़ी, एनालाइज किया उसको, कंक्लूशन में सम अप किया सारे पॉइंट्स. नाउ विल सी द नेक्स्ट टॉपिक, दैट इज टाइप्स ऑफ प्राइमरी इकोनॉमिक एक्टिविटीज. Number one, we'll see hunting. Now, what is hunting? Hunting is the practice of seeking, pursuing, and capturing or killing wild animals or feral animal. Is mostly commonly done by humans for meat, recreation, to remove predators that can be dangerous to humans, or domestic animals, to remove pests that destroy crops or livestock. So, what is hunting, beta? Hunting is the practice of seeking, finding something, pursuing, chasing or following something, and capturing or killing wild animal. In simple word, Hunting is the practice of killing wild animal. Now, hunting wildlife or feral animals. Now, what do you mean by feral? Animals in wild state. The animals which are in wild state is mostly commonly done by humans. Now, why human is doing hunting? For eating purpose, for recreation purpose, to remove predators that can be dangerous to humans. जो animals humans को मारते हैं उनको kill करने के लिए, और जो डोमेस्टिक एनिमल्स को मारते हैं उनको किल करने के लिए. रिमूव पेस्ट दैट डिस्ट्रॉय क्रॉप्स और लाइव्स स्टॉक. नेक्स्ट, hunting was a primitive activity of man to obtain food. It is a primitive activity. सबसे पुरानी एक्टिविटी है. क्यों इंसान हंट करता था? टू ऑब्टेन फूड. A large number of animal species have become extinct and are on the verge of extinction because of large scale hunting. बहुत सारे जो एनिमल स्पीशीज है और एनिमल्स है, आप कह सकते हैं आजकल एक्सटिंक्ट हो रहे हैं या एक्सटिंक्शन के वर्ज पे है बिकॉज ऑफ दिस प्राइमरी एक्टिविटीज. कमर्शियल हंटिंग इज बैन ऑल ओवर द वर्ल्ड. पैसों के लिए जो हंटिंग की जाती थी, हंट करके जो जानवरों को बेचा जाता था और उससे अच्छा खासा पैसा कमाते थे, उसको कमर्शियल हंटिंग बोलते हैं. आजकल वो बैन हो गई है. Also, many laws are being possessed to conserve and protect the animal. Some tribes still now practice hunting for their subsistence. आज भी ये primitive activity exist करती है in spite of possessing laws, okay, by some of the tribal people in some of the interior jungles of the world. So, what is hunting? Hunting is a primitive activity of man to obtain food. Large number of animal species have become extinct or are on the verge of extinction because of large scale hunting. Commercial hunting is banned all over the world, and also many laws are being passed to conserve and protect the animals. Now let's see which tribe still now practice hunting for their subsistence. We'll see their distribution worldwide. Now see, the first tribe is Kalahari tribe, or you can also call San tribe or Bushman tribe, are hunter or gatherer group that are first people from South Africa and its nearby territory Botswana, Namibia, Zambia, Angola, Zimbabwe, and Lesotho. So this is the first tribe, that is Kalahari tribe. आप फोटो देख सकते हो. They are from South Africa and its nearby area. In South Africa, there are 10,000 San tribe or Kalahari tribe or Bushman tribe. In Botswana, you'll find 55,000 of these tribes. Namibia 27,000, Zimbabwe 12,000, Angola 5,000. Now next tribal community is Pygmies. Pygmies means short in height. You can also call dwarf. बोने जैसे होते हैं. Pygmies tribe, they are in short in height. That is why they are called as pygmies. They look like dwarf. बोने जैसे लगते हैं. They are from equatorial Africa. They live in jungle and speak various languages, hunt and gather food in different ways. Now the next tribal community is Boras. Boras are indigenous tribe of Peruvian, Colombian, Brazilian Amazon areas located between the Putumayo and Napo rivers. Next ट्राइबल कम्युनिटीज एस्किमोज, ये सब आप जानते होंगे. एस्किमोज आर इंडिजीनियस circumpolar peoples of America. They considered themselves as Inuit. Now, what do you mean by Inuit? Group of people inhabiting the Arctic or Greenland regions. Now, the next tribal communities is Sentinels. They are from Andaman Island in Indian Ocean. They live on their small forested island called North Sentinels. The next one is Jarvas. Again, Jarvas are from Andaman Island. And the last tribal communities is Onji. Tribes are indigenous ethnic group from Andaman Island. So these are some of the tribal communities which still prevail hunting, which still do hunting in the some of the dense forest of the world. Now, moving towards the next primary economic activity, that is gathering. Now आपको नाम से ही समझ में आ रहा है. फर्स्ट हंटिंग था, एनिमल्स को हंट करते थे फॉर ईटिंग पर्पस, फॉर recreation purpose, for commercial purpose. Now second primary economic activities is gathering. Now what is gathering, beta? Gathering is a primary activity again in which people gather their requirements. Again, it is done by the people who are residing in forest, mainly tribal people. They collect, they gather the food which they are getting from forest, from nature. Many people in the world practice this activity which is dependent on forest products. Completely forest products पे depend करती है this activity. They collect the products from forest. They collect fruits, roots, tubes, jad, kand, fruits, leaves of different trees, flowers, फूल, medicinal plants for their livelihood. ये सारे प्रोडक्ट्स गैदर करके वो अपनी लाइवलीहुड चलाते हैं. दे ऑल्सो कलेक्ट प्रोडक्ट्स लाइक गम, लाख जिससे चूड़ियाँ बनती है, हनी शहद, वैक्स, रबर एक्सेट्रा फ्रॉम द फॉरेस्ट एंड run their livelihood. So these are the products. See, लाख इसमें दिखाया है, ट्यूब्स दिखाए हैं, वेजिटेबल फ्रूट्स दिखाए हैं. So these are the products they collect from jungles, from forest, and do their livelihood. For example, kat. Now this is tree of खेर ट्री, जिससे कत्था जो पान में लगाते हैं वो कलेक्ट किया जाता है. Now kath is collected from monsoon forest from kher trees. Some of these products have high demand in market. This activity is carried out on a large commercial scale. बहुत ही कमर्शियल स्केल पे ये एक्टिविटी, ये पेड़ों से काठ मैन्युफैक्चर किया जाता है. This occupation is carried out in all the forest covered regions in the world. Gathering सारे फॉरेस्ट जो ऑल ओवर वर्ल्ड है वहाँ से की जाती है एज अ प्रिमिटिव, अगेन प्राइमरी इकोनॉमिक एक्टिविटी. Basically, people collect the food, gathers different products from forest to run their livelihood. And again, it is done by tribal people. Now, moving towards now, equatorial forests are dense and evergreen. The climate is humid and unhealthy. Due to the disturbance of reptiles and insects, collection of forest product is not done on large scale. Now, we all know equatorial forest, the forest which are located or which we are found in equatorial region, that is tropical evergreen forest, are very डेंस फॉरेस्ट. तो वहाँ पर कलेक्शन या वहाँ पर गैदरिंग करना पॉसिबल नहीं है, बिकॉज वो ट्रीज़, वो जंगल इतने डेंस हैं छोटे छोटे शर्ब्स हैं, बड़े बड़े ट्रीज हैं, वहाँ पर घुसना या कलेक्शन करना पॉसिबल नहीं है. Now, moving towards next primary economic activity is lumbering. Now, what is lumbering, beta? Lumbering is defined as felling of economic trees in the forest, which can be used in domestic, industrial, and commerce purpose. Trees को काटना. See, आप पिक्चर्स में देख सकते हैं कैसे बड़े बड़े ट्रीज को कट कर रहे हैं फॉर, और जिनकी अच्छी खासी वैल्यू होती है, इकोनॉमिक वैल्यू होती है. दे आर कटिंग द ट्रीज फॉर डोमेस्टिक पर्पस. घर की खाना बनाने के लिए, घर के यूज़ करने के लिए वो लोग बड़े बड़े ट्रीज को काटते हैं. इंडस्ट्रियल पर्पस के लिए, कॉमर्स पर्पस के लिए, बेचने के लिए दे आर कटिंग द ट्रीज विच आर हैविंग इकोनॉमिक वैल्यू. दिस प्रोसेस इज कॉल्ड एज lumbering. Amongst all other activities going on in the forest, lumbering is one of the most important activities. सारी activities जैसे hunting, gathering, lumbering is most important activities because ये जो पेड़ हैं जो काटते हैं लोग, इनकी बहुत इकोनॉमिक वैल्यू होती है, इसलिए इट इज़ द मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट एक्टिविटीज़. बहुत सारा पैसा मिलता है इसको बेचने के बाद, इसीलिए इसको इम्पॉर्टेंट एक्टिविटीज़ बोला गया है. Next, according to the nature of vegetation, we divided earth into various natural regions. Means according to the nature of vegetation here means forest. We divide earth into among different types of forest, into different types of forest. There are different types of forest in the world. The trees in the tropical forest have hardwood. Also, these forests are evergreen and hence commercial lumbering cannot be done in this forest. I told you, एवरग्रीन फॉरेस्ट बहुत डेंस होते हैं, उनकी जो पेड़ों की जो लकड़ी होती है वो बहुत हार्ड होती है. इतने डेंस होते हैं कि वहाँ पर कोई घुसना आसान बात नहीं होता है. कभी कभी तो वहाँ एकदम अंधेरा होता है, सनलाइट भी नहीं पहुँच सकती है, इसीलिए वहाँ पर कमर्शियल लंबरिंग नहीं करते. कुछ ट्राइबल पीपल्स थोड़ी बहुत लकड़ी डोमेस्टिक पर्पस के लिए ले सकते हैं. नेक्स्ट विल सी नेक्स्ट टाइप ऑफ फॉरेस्ट में क्या पोजीशन है लंबरिंग की. ट्रॉपिकल डेसिडियस और यू कैन ऑल्सो से मॉनसून फॉरेस्ट आर नॉट डेंस, क्योंकि वहाँ पर इतने घने पेड़ नहीं होते हैं, हर्ब्स और शर्ब्स नहीं होती हैं. मैनी बुशेस ग्रो एट द बेस ऑफ दीज फॉरेस्ट. ट्रीज इतने लंबे नहीं होते, छोटे छोटे झाड़ियों वाले पेड़ होते हैं, बुशेस होते हैं. सीन्स दिस फॉरेस्ट आर नियर एग्रीकल्चर लैंड, और जनरली ये खेतों के पास में होते हैं. एंड डेंसली पॉपुलेटेड रीजन्स, जनरली ऐसे जगह पे जंगल होते हैं जहाँ पर पॉपुलेशन ज़्यादा होती है, जहाँ आसपास खेत होते हैं. दे हैव बीन डिफॉरेस्टेड फॉर एग्रीकल्चरल पर्पस ऑन अ लार्ज स्केल. ऐसे फॉरेस्ट को ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा हम लोग ने डिफॉरेस्ट किया है फॉर कमर्शियल लंबरिंग पर्पस, जो एग्रीकल्चर एरिया के पास हो, जो पॉपुलेटेड रीजन्स के पास हो, वहाँ पर लंबरिंग लार्ज स्केल में ऐसे फॉरेस्ट में, ट्रॉपिकल डेसिडियस फॉरेस्ट में प्रैक्टिस की जाती है. नेक्स्ट, इन द कॉनिफरस फॉरेस्ट, नाउ विल सी द नेक्स्ट थर्ड टाइप ऑफ फॉरेस्ट. लंबरिंग की क्या पोजीशन है. ओनली वन स्पीशीज ऑफ ट्री इज फाउंड इन एन एरिया. दीज ट्री ग्रो टॉल. कॉनिफरस फॉरेस्ट में लंबे लंबे पेड़ होते हैं. That is why in the world lumbering activity is practiced in the coniferous region. Today, wood is used on a very large scale for various purposes. So सबसे ज़्यादा आप देखोगे तीनों फॉरेस्ट में, ट्रॉपिकल एवरग्रीन, मॉनसून फॉरेस्ट एंड कॉनिफरस फॉरेस्ट, सबसे ज़्यादा लंबरिंग प्रैक्टिस होती है कॉनिफरस फॉरेस्ट में. एंड टुडे वुड इज़ यूज्ड फॉर मैनी पर्पस, फॉर फर्नीचर पर्पस, for making furnitures, for domestic purpose to run their livelihood. Wood is used in various purposes. Hence, the percentage of forest in the world is decreasing because of lumbering. धीरे धीरे forest reduce हो रहे हैं, and drastically as a result hazard related to the environments are occurring. When you all know, when we reduce forest or forests are reduced, other environmental issues arises, such as global warming increases better. If there is no trees, there is no rain. And if there is no rain, there is global warming on the earth. So that is why they have told that wood is used on a large scale. Lumbering is practiced on a large scale in different forests of the world. That is why forests are decreasing drastically. As a result, hazards, other hazards, related hazards in the environment is also increasing or occurring drastically. So, this was the end of this lecture. Stay safe in home. Thank you, beta.